Springboks open their Autumn Nations series versus Scotland next weekend, which will be an absolute banger of a game. A colossal match. A huge... My broer, dit gaan 'n groot game wees. The last time Scotland and South Africa met was in the pool stages of the 2023 Rugby World Cup, where South Africa came out 18-3 winners. Will Rassie rotate his players within the squad for this first game? Or will we see the starting lineup that everyone thinks we will see starting for this game? It's a huge, huge game, so who knows? I'm going to do my best to predict the Springboks starting 23 for this game. As always, it's up for discussion. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you make any changes? What changes would you make? Who would you play? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe while you're there. Let's get into it. So my predicted Springboks team to take on Scotland next weekend. Oxenchair, Bongion Benambi, Vincent Koch. Locks, Eben Etzebeth, RG Snyman. My back row of Sia Kolisi, captain. Peter Steph-Toy and Jasper Wiese. 9-10 of Grant Williams and Andre Pollard. Centers of Damien Dallender, Jesse Creel. And back three of Kurtley Orense, Cheslin Colby and Apelele Fassi. My bomb squad, I've got Malcolm Marx, Gerard Steenekamp, Thomas de Toy, Franco Mostert, Kwagga Smith, Elrich Low, Kobus Reinach, and Willie Leroux. A nice 6-2 split there on the bench. Very, very, very strong squad. Whew, man. So now getting into it. So my biggest issue, before we get into some of the reasons why, is that I am worried about some of these players that haven't played any rugby since the Rugby Championship. Yes, it's probably a good period of time to rest, but will this rest for these players prove costly, or will it be a good thing? Time will tell. And will Rassie pick these guys straight off the bat, or will he pick more of his players that have been playing URC, that have had the legs ticking over? As always, man, with the Springbok squad, there's so many players you can pick from, and it doesn't matter who gets picked, really. They're going to do an absolute job and are probably one of the best, if not the best, players in their position on the world stage at the moment. So we'll go through. So from the top, my props, my front row, Oxenchair, Bongion Benambi, and Vincent Koch. The Sharks front row. I've gone with Vincent Koch, so there's been injury worries over Frans Malherbe. He come off against Glasgow versus Stormers, so I've gone with Vincent Koch. Yes, we are still a week and a bit out, but I've gone with this front row. These guys have been gelling together nicely for the Sharks. They love to scrum. We know what they can do up front. And we're seeing more and more their versatility in them carrying the ball a bit more, getting around the park a bit more, very mobile, this front row. Obviously, Bongion Benambi's hitting your lineouts very nicely. And then they're just scrumming, boys. Scrumming. First phase or set piece is going to be a massive part of this game versus Scotland. And you want your boys winning their scrums. Salads don't win scrums. Ox is winning your scrums. So I'm loving this front row. I'm going with that. My locks, Eben Etzebeth and RG Snyman. So Eben Etzebeth is a given, I would say. Most capped Springbok, probably your best Springbok to ever play for the Springboks. Your bruiser, your cruiser, your ball carrier, your enforcer, that is Eben Etzebeth. I've gone with RG Snyman because he's in the form of his life at the moment. Stringing a couple of games together for Leinster. We know how bad his injuries have been the past 2-3 years, but he's getting games under his belt. He's playing consistent rugby, and each week he's getting better and better. Scoring tries at will. Lineouts have been great. Carrying the ball fantastically. He gets the nod there. To partner Eben Etzebeth. And that's a scary, scary sight. You've got guys like Ruan Norkia and Franco Mostert are in the group as well. Franco Mostert's just come back from a big injury. So whether he is just training with the squad for now, maybe Ruan Norkia is on the bench and Franco Mostert maybe comes in for the Wales game. Who knows? But I've got Mostert on the bench for this game. My back row, Sia Kulisi, Peter Steph Totoy, and Jasper Wiese. Kulisi, obviously captain, been in great form for the Sharks, doing an absolute number. Then we know what he brings leadership-wise as well. He goes to a whole new level when he plays or when he puts that Springbok jersey on. Really, really good. So Peter Steph Totoy, like, you're playing him. You're playing him. Even if he's had a year off, you're playing him. Again, I said it before, the worry I do have with some of these players is that lots of these players play in Japan and Japan season hasn't started yet or they've only been having a few training sessions or a pre-season. So whether this break that most of these players have had between the Rugby Championship and now has been good or costly, who knows? If anything, I think it's been good because the amount of rugby these guys are playing, having a bit of rest is probably it can't be a bad thing. So Peter Steph Totoy and Jasper Wiese will be licking their lips to play a bit of rugby again. And when these guys, we saw what Jasper did when he come from I think it was like a 6-week ban that he had off a red card playing for Leicester, when he came back straight into the starting lineup against the All Blacks and played one of his best games ever. So I'm thinking this little break that they've had is a good thing. So Jasper Wiese and Peter Steph Totoy will be raring to go. My 9 and 10, big question marks around here because of the depth we have, but I've gone with Grant Williams, Handré Pollard. Grant Williams has been in fantastic form for the Sharks. Any opportunity he gets, he's man of the match last week. He's undeniable. He's been banging that door now, the 9 jumper door. You have to play him. And with that, you have to then pick a goal kicker at 10. Because if they were going to go with Manie Lebok at 10, you have to play a goal kicker somewhere. And then they would go with Jaden. But then that's doing Grant Williams a disservice. So I would go with Grant Williams and Handré Pollard. Handré Pollard comes in. He's your kicker. He's your 10. He's marching the troops around. He's kicking well off the tee, kicking well out of hand. And he sets that ball rolling to start off with. My centers, Damien de Allender and Jesse Creel. Again, the little break, is it going to be costly or is it going to be good for them? Man, the way these guys play, I think the break is doing them a favor. And they put their bodies through so much. The little break, I think it's been 5 weeks, a little bit longer. Probably a good thing for them because they'll come in there raring to go. Let me carry the ball. Let me get over that advantage line for you. Let me tackle for you. And against the opposition they're going to come up against, Tsione Tuipolotu and Hugh Jones, these guys have been playing together for Glasgow and they've been in probably the best form of their life. Every single game playing outstanding rugby, really good over that advantage line, good defensively, but mainly their ball carries. Tuipolotu's ability to break tackles, he's got the little sidestep, he's got a handoff, he's got a bump, run over the top of you, and then he's got someone like Hugh Jones off his hip who's got a lot of gas. He's very strong as well. So Damien de Allender and Jesse Creel have definitely got a game on their hands to face up against this one. So I've gone with them there. And then my back three of Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Colby, Apolele Fassi. Do I have to say much about these guys? Give them the ball and let them do their magic. The way Springboks have been playing now is creating space for these guys to get these guys to, obviously you want to get them space, no one in front of them, great, let's go. You get enough space just to have these guys in a position to, it's a one-on-one situation, you know what I'm talking about. So make space for Cheslin Colby to be one-on-one with someone. Who you backing there? Make space for Kurtley Arendse to be one-on-one with someone. Who you backing? Apolele Fassi? Who you backing? Oh, man. So you're picking these guys. I think Apolele Fassi has really lifted his game with defensively, getting up in the air and catching those high contestable kicks. Done really well in that regard. So he gets the jump there. And then my bomb squad of 6'2". The only question mark we do have a little bit here is if Handré Pollard gets injured. Willie Leroux's out and out baller, so he could cover 10 easily, I think, because when he is on, you do see him and whoever's playing fly off interchange during second, third, fourth phase. Willie will come in at 10 sometimes, and Andre or Mani Lebok will be out the back at 15. So I don't see there being too much of an issue there. And then the rest of it, that forward pack to come on, Mark, Steenekamp, De Toy, Mostert, Smith, Elrich Lowe, like scary, scary stuff. Then Corbus Reinach covers 9. He covers wing. Let's go. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is this team good enough to beat Scotland? I think so. What changes would you make? Hit that subscribe while you're there. And I'll see you next time. Bye.